Can hide from you.
Let's speak to our reporter, Praktisha Gildial, who's in New York. So quite a big day for Zohran Mamdani, and there was the first ceremony, which was quite sort of private, and then this big party effectively. Tell us about the mood at the ceremony this afternoon.
That's right, Lauren. Freezing temperatures here in New York, -3 degrees the last I checked. Yet there were crowds and crowds of people cheering on as Zohran Mamdani was sworn in publicly in a formal ceremony by his close political ally Bernie Sanders, the senator from Vermont, another progressive politician who's supported him from almost the very beginning of his campaign. Zohran Mamdani has been very clear throughout his campaign that he wants to focus just on the issue of affordability. That is his main agenda. And as we saw today in his speech, he spoke about that as well. He said that, no longer should New York only belong to a privileged few, to the wealthy and the well-connected. He vowed that he will work for working class New Yorkers and for ordinary New Yorkers. He'll try and reduce economic inequalities. He's already promised free universal childcare, free buses, and a freeze on certain rents. But there are critics, there are experts who say his agenda is too ambitious. So it remains to be seen whether he can fulfill that. This is only the beginning. The hard part is not over. The hard part is beginning now.
And what about some of the more ordinary or the mundane things of running New York, like the trash collection and getting the subway delays reduced? How much is he going to be able to manage that, as well as those big promises?
Absolutely. I mean, New York is a pretty challenging city to govern. It's the largest city in the United States. It has huge income disparities. It has infrastructural problems. So, the promises that he has made to make New York more affordable for everyday New Yorkers are very ambitious, and we have to see whether he'll be able to deliver on those. But just the regular things like the trash collection, like the subway system, how efficiently it runs, these are things also that affect everyday New Yorkers. And not to mention, you must have heard again and again, at least the outgoing mayor, the last mayor, was really focused on the rodent problem in the city, which, again, they've tried everything. The rats don't seem to go away. We'll see if Mr. Mamdani is able to deliver on those sort of everyday problems as well.
Yes, I suppose that's one that resonates with everyone, isn't it, trying to cut the rat population down. Tell us about the relationship with President Trump and how that might affect what he can do in the job.
Absolutely. And now, surprisingly, even though President Trump and Mr. Mamdani have been at loggerheads from the time he catapulted to the national scene, his meeting with him at the Oval Office a few months ago went really well, actually. It was very cordial. President Trump seemed to embrace him. He even defended him from media who said, "You've called President Trump a fascist in the past. You stand by those remarks." And President Trump rose up to his defense and said, "Well, go ahead and say I am one." That is true that the last meeting went well, but he's only just started as mayor today, and President Trump's politics and Mr. Mamdani's politics could not be further apart. And experts say, critics say, they are likely to clash on issues like immigration and federal funding, which in the past President Trump has threatened to withhold from New York City if it does not abide by his agenda.
Praktisha Gildial, thank you very much indeed for giving us the context there.